my name is Vita.
Hello, my name is Prema.
Hello, my name is Gratia.
Hello everyone, my name is Kezia. We are from Sugar Candy. Now we are going to present the result of our interview that we have done before. Let's get started.
There are 45 questions that we have made for the interview. These questions are based on our curiosity on how the methods or approaches are used by the teacher when teaching in the class or when teaching online. The interview was conducted online via WhatsApp group. We send questions to the group and the interviewee answered the questions using voice notes. First, I'm going to tell you who is someone that we have interviewed. He is Mr. Ari Pujianto, who lives in Salatiga. He graduated from Faculty of Language and Arts, Universitas Kristen Satya Wacana, Salatiga. Mr. Ari is a teacher who teaches 4th and 5th grades at SD Kristen Satya Wacana, Salatiga. He has taught there for approximately 15 years since 2005. There are approximately 30 students in each class that Mr. Ari teaches. Mr. Ari teaches English, Indonesian, Mathematics, Ilmu Pengetahuan Alam or Natural Sciences, Ilmu Pengetahuan Sosial or Social Sciences, Pendidikan Kewarganegaraan or Civic Education, Japanese, and so on. Mr. Ari taught English with duration of 17 minutes in each week for each class, which were 4th and 5th grades. He argued that the time determined to teach English for one semester was not enough if he wanted his students to learn English according to the desired standard. However, because English is only permitted as an extracurricular subject, 70 minutes to teach English was considered sufficient for him. Mr. Ari said that because Kurtilas or Kurikulum 2013 did not provide English as a subject, he still used KTSP curriculum system. Mr. Ari has a Sanggar or in English a studio named Sahabat that teaches children English, art and craft, singing, dancing, and drawing. Before teaching at SD Kristen Satya Wacana, he had taught at a private school in Semarang and had the opportunity to open tutoring for elementary, middle, and high school students. Talking about lesson plan, Mr. Ari prepared a simple lesson plan or Rencana Pelaksanaan Pembelajaran or RPP before learning. He also made a formal lesson plan as required by Education Office. To attract students' attention at the beginning of the learning, Mr. Ari holding simple game, telling story or talking with his students to dilute classroom atmosphere. He also gave questions to remind students of the previous material. He will start the learning after the students had focused on the material that he would give. He always hoped that students would enjoy the learning by making the learning as fun as possible. Mr. Ari knew what the students like or dislike, so he could bring the material based on students' interests. In teaching in class, Mr. Ari used student-centered or teacher-centered depending on the material being taught and condition in the classroom. But usually, he involved the students to participate in the learning by giving them opportunity to answer questions and to practice English.
I will explain the medium and resources that Mr. Ari often used in teaching. For the medium, Mr. Ari often used whiteboard and markers to draw when he explained the material in the classroom because he liked drawing. He often used LCD projector and PPT to show short films in English, various pictures, videos, and songs that attract students' attention and reduce students' boredom. Then, for resources, Mr. Ari often took the material from his own handbook. He also sought the additional material in the internet, YouTube, and made his own AVA. This was done to facilitate the students in learning certain material. When explaining the material, Mr. Ari often used games, especially for students in grade 4. Then, for students in grade 5, he often used role play, small presentation method, and work in group. Next, I will also explain about the strategy that did not used by Mr. Ari when teaching. First, he never used audiolingual method because when he taught vocabulary, he never used drilling. He preferred to teach vocabulary using games. Second, he never used grammar translation method because he never asked the students to translate English text into Bahasa, either in the form of tests, worksheet, evaluation, exercise, or whatever. Third, he never allowed the students to use gadgets in the classrooms because in the school there was a rule that students did not allow to bring gadget. To compensate that rule, students could search the additional information in the library, or the teacher usually gave a task that could be done at home so the students could explore the information using their own gadgets. 4. Mr. Ari never used total physical response because now he teach the student in grade 4 and 5, so he thought that movement or gestures was not effective for the students.
Let's move to these 5 strategies that Mr. Ari used. First is Cooperative Learning Strategies, or CLS. Mr. Ari usually made small group consist of 4 until 5 students to do an activity or finish an assignment. Second is learning through stories. He often used storytelling in teaching English but did not relate with the material. He used it when the students felt boring in joining learning process. For example, when he mentioned about the name of the animal in the story, the students could lift the finger. Once upon a time, there lived a cat and monkey. Third, multiple intelligences, or MI. It can be proven when Mr. Ari was teaching about hobby. Students could bring anything to the classroom to explain and do the hobby. For example, my hobby was swimming. My hobby was playing Rubik. My hobby was dancing. In addition, students are free to note the material. If they like writing, they can write the note. But if they like drawing, they can draw a picture to note the material. 4. Content-based instruction, or CBI. For learning process, Mr. Ari not only took material from his handbook, but also from internet, YouTube, and his own AVA. This was done to attract students' attention. 5. Learning through tasks and activities. Mr. Ari often gave many tasks for students. For example, after learning about hobby, he asked students to write a story about their hobby. Then, he also used many activities during the learning process. For example, he often used games related to the materials, such as guessing words from pictures and storytelling. Now, let's move to the children respond about these strategies or method. Some students said that they were able to understand the whole materials easily if the teacher using a method that was fun and not boring, like playing games, watching video, and using picture. There were many challenges that Mr. Ari faced during the learning process. First, when students did not carry book and felt lazy to follow the learning. Second, there were also some students who were naughty and made a rowdy in the classroom. And third, sometimes when Mr. Ari was too busy and had a lot of problems at home, it greatly influenced their teaching process. So, to overcome these problems, things that Mr. Ari did were: first, giving suggestions for the students who did not bring books. Second, giving motivation for the students who felt lazy in joining the lesson. Third, reminding and giving suggestions for the students so that they did not make a rowdy and were not naughty in the classroom. Fourth, being professional even though he was very busy and had a lot of problems. The role as a teacher would be prioritized.
During the policy from the government to work from home, all students are also have to study at home. So, Mr. Ari and all the teachers from Satyawacana Primary School have to do the online learning that's supported by some applications like Zoom and some tools from Google like Google Meet, Google Board, Google Classroom, and so on. Or sometimes, teacher and students are communicate using WhatsApp. But the most applications that often used by Mr. Ari are WhatsApp, Zoom Meeting, and Google Classroom. By using these applications, Mr. Ari can give assignment for his students. For example, there is one day when Mr. Ari asked his students to make a video about procedural text. So the students have to make something and include the English instructions in their video. After that, they can submit it in Google Classroom or via WhatsApp. Mr. Ari is also give feedback for the students' work. He usually gives the feedback via email or via WhatsApp group or WhatsApp personal chat. He always gives the assessment on time. Also the feedback. Mr. Ari shares the material of the lessons, often use PDF or sometimes PowerPoint, or maybe have some video conference via Zoom or via Google Meet. With all these applications, teacher can also monitoring the students and they can also communicate with the parents. So the online learning will be more effective and practice. However, there are also some obstacles that the teacher and students have to face in this online learning. One of the most obstacles that often happens is about internet connection. Of course, the students will submit their assignment late, and also teacher. They maybe can share the material late because of the slow internet connection. This will make the teacher cannot assess the students' work on time. The other thing, Mr. Ari also said that online learning activities also required more internet data. So it will be more wasteful for students and teachers. But so far, the online learning activities can done well. Teachers, students, and parents are work together and they can overcome all the obstacles. Mr. Ari also said that the school has some plan to work together with Google. There is a tools from Google that designed especially for education. So it will be very useful for teachers and students to do this online learning. So later, they can still do the learning activities well.
In conclusion, methods that were used by Mr. Ari were first CLL, second MI, third CBI, fourth learning through stories, last learning through tasks and activities. CLL was the most often used by Mr. Ari. Then, methods that have not been used by Mr. Ari were first ALM, second GTM, third CPR, and last was using technology.
For the suggestion, because of the method that never used is TPR, so we suggest if someday we will be a teacher, we will use TPR. Because TPR is very useful for elementary students since understanding is more important before producing speech.
These are our appendix of interview that we have done with Mr. Ari. And these are our appendix of interview question that we divide into 3 parts.
I think this is the last part of our presentation. So thank you for listening. See you!